Welcome back. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. Which real estate asset class produced the highest cash flow and the highest returns? All right, so I'm gonna give you three options: short-term rental, long-term traditional rental, and co-living rent by the room model. So with that in mind, let's proceed. So again, long-term rental, mid-term rental, short-term rental, or co-living. All right. By the end of today's video, you will be able to get educated, to get informed, and make informed decisions of which real estate asset class will meet your goals and objectives. All right. So sit back, relax, and watch this 10-minute video. So the estimated monthly net cash flow after all the mortgages, vacancies, maintenance, property management fees, operating expenses. Again, this is just an educational illustration. Okay. My disclaimer is consult your own financial advisor to determine what is your risk tolerance and what's your strategy. Thank you so much. So this is a very, very high level. Okay. This is just a big picture. A traditional long-term rental, you will when I say cash flow, typically you put 20 to 25% down payment, 30-year fixed rate mortgage, either a full doc loan, Fannie Mae loan, Fannie and Freddie loan, or a DSCR, debt service coverage ratio, right? So those are two loan strategies. A traditional long-term rental typically give you about $300 monthly net cash flow. By the way, the benchmark, the premise I'm using is like a $300,000 purchase. A single family home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, around 1,800 to 2,000 square foot. This is the benchmark I'm using to make as much as I can, a apple to apple comparison. All right. So of course, there are exceptions to the rule because, every market is different. The US have so many different housing markets, but I'm just going to give you a high level illustration. Okay. So a long-term rental cash flow is around, few $100, right? That's like 300. A mid-term rental, where you rent the whole house, furnished rental, typically a furnished finder. That is the marketing technology platform, if you will, for mid-term rentals, which is furnished longer than 30 days, less than 365 days. Mid-term rental or for traveling people, traveling healthcare professionals, relocating families, and they need a temporary place to stay. So a landlord and a host typically are able to get like 50% more net cash flow compared to a traditional long-term rental right here, right? And then the next comparison is a short-term rental, otherwise known as Airbnb. And based on my information, based on my analysis, the typical average short-term rental Airbnb collects net cash flow of around $750, give or take. Sometimes more, some situations is less, but I'm just going by the average. 750 to maybe 1,000, right? Typically, maybe slightly higher. Depends, right? Depends on a lot of variables. And then the co-living rent by the room model, which is the up-and-coming real estate asset class, one of the fastest growing real estate asset class. Co-living rent by the room model is growing by leaps and bounds throughout the country. And there are like 50 housing markets spread across the country. There are people promoting co-living properties, and there are like 40,000 rooms spread across the US or in this particular rent by the room model. All right, co-living. And co-living, this is an older renovated home, okay? A conversion from a traditional 3 or 4-bedroom, 2-bath traditional property and you convert it to a 10-bedroom, 3-bath, or 8-bedroom, 4-bath, something like that, okay? Co-living, older homes, and typically the net monthly cash flow is around 1250. And finally, a purpose-built new construction co-living property where your like 1 bedroom have 1 private bathroom, 1-to-1 ratio. For example, a $320,000 property, new construction property, 7 bedroom, 7 bathroom, 325K, right? Or which I will go with the details. A duplex co-living new construction property for 600,000 to $650,000, 14 bedroom, 14 bathrooms. Okay, and it rents for $1,000 per room per month, equal around $14,000 gross rent uh, per month, minus at then 25% down payment, and you minus all the debt obligations and all the expenses, then you have a net cash flow on the single family or co-living new construction house of $2,000. So around 50% more in cash flow and returns higher than a older co-living older homes, purpose-built new construction, which clearly is the top performer. All right. So as much as I can, this is an apple to apple comparison. Again, this is a traditional model renting, long-term rental. You rent for the family in annual lease, and so forth and so on. I'm going pretty fast, so when you replay the video, feel free to pause the screenshot on your own and dissect and review each screenshot for a enhanced understanding in your own free time. Okay, so traditional long-term rental, give or take, a couple of $100, $200 to $400. All right, midterm rental, as I mentioned, and $500 to $700. Short-term rental, around $500 to $1,000, and right, short-term rental Airbnb types. Okay, and then co-living older converted homes, around $1,000 to $1,500 net cash flow per month. Okay, and then finally, a purpose-built new construction co-living single family home, 325K, right? 7 bedroom, 7 bath. It rents for $1,000 per room per month gross rent, and you minus all the debt obligations, the expenses, utilities, upkeep, internet, garbage collection, parking fees, and whatever, and the furnished rooms, purpose-built new construction, up to $2,000 monthly net cash flow, which is 50% higher typically than an older co-living converted home. All right, so far so good. So why private bathrooms change the math? 1 bedroom, 1 private bath changed the math because a private bathroom commands a meaningful rent premium over a shared bathroom situation. When you have renovated older co-living properties, typically you have like 10 bedroom, 3 bath. Like you're gonna have a uh, uh, three or four member tenants sharing one bathroom. That's not good. All right. So so 1 bedroom to 1 bathroom ratio, new construction home, you have a better tenant experience. It reduces roommate friction and which lowers turnover and is a very good customer tenant experience. New construction efficiency, right? Purpose-built layout, avoid retrofit compromises of older converted homes, better flow, lower maintenance, and of course, warranties, the whole 9 yards. So, and over time, new construction property have very little maintenance because everything's new, right? You have warranty, you have a 1 year warranty, you have a roof warranty, the whole 9 yards. Okay. And 1 bedroom to 1 bathroom ratio is stronger per room economics. Multiple premium price rooms under one mortgage outperform a single tenant lease on a per door basis. So, of course, we as a turnkey provider, right? We've been doing it for a very long time. We feel Florida and Texas workforce housing market is the best for co-living new construction. Okay, and we're showing you all the reasons why as per on this particular screenshot, right? Pause the screen and review this on your own. Again, it's very, very hard, okay? A lot of blood and sweat and tears to convert a traditional home into a co-living scenario using Past Split as a marketing platform. It's very, very difficult, but people do it all the time, all over the country. Is it my favorite co-living platform? No, okay? And I'm about to tell you why in case you have not caught on yet, okay? Again, this is a traditional way of converting a traditional, you know, single-family home house into a co-living house. You add few extra bedrooms and do the numbers, do your underwriting, do the deal, and then presumably you have a higher cash flow. Therefore, you can be a co-living operator successfully at that. But there are three types of past split co-living scenarios. Okay, you have turnkey, you have the renovated types, right? Each require a lot of work, a lot of effort, and this is the typical co-living type of properties that are spread across the country. Like I said, there are almost 40,000 co-living rooms are being rented across more than 40 housing markets in the country, and the co-living asset class is growing by leaps and bounds. So but personally, I don't like this kind of bedroom to bathroom ratio. Okay, it works for a lot of people because 99% of the co-living houses in the country, through past split research and survey, this is the kind of a platform, this is the kind of a configuration you're getting. Not again, 8 bedroom, two bath, no, three or four tenants sharing one bathroom. No, not my ideal co-living platform. But people do it all the time. I mean, they get a little bit more, more cash flow than traditional rental. I get it, but it's this kind of a co-living properties that is on sale in various markets in the country. I don't know. Personally, would I want to buy this for my co-living property? I don't think so. I have a better plan for you, which is coming shortly. Another high-risk strategy is that most co-living operators are try to enter the space. They will potentially do it wrong, in my opinion. And here are the reasons why. They go through, in order to enter the co-living space, the high-risk strategies, a lot of newbie co-living operators, and even a lot of experienced co-living operators throughout the country, they use the wrong system, wrong processing, wrong procedures, right? They create a second job for themselves, right? They have no time freedom, and at the end of the day, even with the little cash flow they can achieve, may not be as lucrative as they thought it would. So some of the issues that I don't really like is, you know, to make their co-living platform works, some investors they want to, raising capital, wholesaling, seller financing, many signing up for expensive co-living coaching programs from quote fake co-living real estate gurus out there. There's a lot of fake gurus out there that are promised the sky and does not deliver. Okay, and you do the traditional buy and flip BRRRR strategy into co-living. Come on, come on. This is a brain damage. Okay, this is stressful. This is very high risk. And some co-living operators, they try to do like using hard money loans, short-term loans to finance renovated co-living deals. I don't know about you. Total cost of this rehab costs and all the costs of doing a renovated co-living property ultimately will exceed the cost of buying a new construction homes that we are promoting. Okay, and I'll show you the numbers. Okay. Again, the problem with traditional older converted co-living investing, which 99% of the platform throughout the country is they're doing it this way because they don't know any better. The old way, as a recap, buying older homes, heavy renovation costs, oftentimes exceed your original budget, retrofitting awkward floor plans, unknown maintenance issues, share bathrooms, like I alluded to, which is very, very important. Oftentimes, a lot of these host landlord, co-living landlords, they want to even manage their own properties. We're talking, tenants and toilets and brain damage. No, I don't need a second job. I want to do co-living in a very uh, you know, off, delegate everything else. Okay. I want time freedom. I don't want to create a second job to build my co-living new construction portfolio. I will delegate to Paspec to do the marketing, and I will delegate to the co-living property manager to do all the work for me while, I'll free up my time so I could travel full time, continue to travel full time, travel around the world, which I've been doing all these years. Anyway, so the Yee Real Estate Way, new construction, ground up, optimized floor plans, one bedroom, one bathroom ratio, energy efficient, lower maintenance, uh, predictable costs. We have warranties, 95% passive. You can do it. A lot of our investors, they buy from out of state. They are buying from all over the country. They buy from overseas, in Canada, in other foreign countries. They are entering this co-living investment model, new construction that we are offering, right? So they come from all over the country. You don't have to buy co-living property in where you live. Look, where you live, potentially live where you want to live, invest where the numbers make sense. If you try to create a co-living property in a high cost market, I don't care how creative you are. I don't care what kind of underwriting of the deals you can obtain. At the end of the day, the net return, the net cash flow is not to your liking, okay? Because I've been there, done that. I know how to underwrite and find the right deals. New construction is the way to go. And of course, and this is the responsibility of a host landlord. I, I highly prefer you use PassSplit as a marketing tech platform and use a co-living property manager so they can do all the work for you, right? The whole 9 yards. And of course, we partner with one of the largest builder in Florida and Texas to build the co-living new construction homes for you. This builder has been around for years and years. They have built thousands of traditional new construction, built to rent homes to turnkey investors from all over the country all these years. And we've been partnering with them for many, many years. And we are partnering to do the co-living model for you. Okay, long distance, out of state, remote, turnkey, 100% turnkey investment, co-living new construction. Okay, so at the end of the day, that's what you're getting. Okay, co-living is we are helping as landlord, as host, we're helping to address the housing affordability factor. Most of these workforce tenants, right, these types, they cannot afford to pay even a one bedroom apartments. Okay, and by living at our co-living rooms, they are saving 30 to 50% of their housing costs. Okay. And this is a typical tenant profile that we can accommodate. And this co-living space platform is skyrocketing in growth. And if you look at the uh, analogy of a 9 inning baseball game, we are at the very first inning of a 9 inning baseball game. That's how amazing this new asset class is. Co-living, rent by the room, in our case, new construction, which is much better than the 99% of all the co-living houses out there in the country. They are not new construction. They are not new construction. Okay, I want you to make that very, very clear. All right, so with that in mind, I will quickly go over our 5 co-living new construction properties we have across the country: Jacksonville, Tampa, Houston, and also Orlando and Ocala, Central Florida. And we're expanding into many different amazing Sunbelt markets where you can cash flow 100% turnkey. Everything's done for you: the furnishing, the electricity, the internet, the furnishing all the rooms, refrigerators. We have done everything. We have vetted the market. We have vetted the neighborhood. So this is the typical price point we have. I go through very, very quickly. Okay, and we even provide the underwriting of the pro formas and all that stuff, so you can look at the numbers, which is off the chart on a historical basis, and so yeah, compare the older model, co-living versus our model is not even close, right? So we have done all the due diligence. We have compared our new construction to the older models in other part of the country, not even close. All right. So as I conclude this video, oh, 14, we have a 14 bedroom, 14 bath duplex co-living, 600 grand. We collect $1,000 per month, right? $14,000 monthly gross rent. We put 25% down payment, $5,000 net monthly cash flow. All right, here are the numbers. We have other pro forma Houston. We have this model plan, huge return. Review on your own, digest it. Look, this number is off the chart. Tampa 8 model. We have provided all the details, all the projected pro forma for your review. We have an upcoming quad, which is fourplex in Jacksonville, 20 bedroom and 20 bath, little bit less than $1 million, same return, same cash flow, like you have seen. So this is amazing. Just to go show you what we're doing, just from a high level, is expanding, and we have upcoming markets we are exploring because we know what we're doing. We've been in the Florida and Texas market for many, many years doing traditional build-to-rent models for our out-of-state investors for many, many years, and we are easily transitioning into co-living new construction and partnering with our builder, which is our builder is one of the largest builder in the South and Southeast, and they have a very, very powerful ecosystem. They know what they're doing. We have the whole team available, property managers, lenders, the one-stop shop, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so this is a recap. On fewer property, have achieved much more cash flow, and of course, we can build the house for you. We could, so you have to takes time, 6 to 8 months to build out your new construction for you. You submit the deposit, you submit the draws for our construction team. You pay your down payment to build the construction homes. Then when you close escrow, that the money will be rerouted to you to do the financing. 25% down payment typically on a DSCR loan, debt service coverage ratio, the whole 9 yards. And a number of our investors have bought 2 or 3 or 4 of those co-living homes. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, once your co-living new construction portfolio gets stabilized, one pass split, do all the marketing for you, it takes, and over time, you spend 1 to 2 hours per month in so-called managing your turnkey real estate co-living amazing return cash flow portfolio. All right. So, and as we conclude, and this is it, we have a one-stop shop. We have everything at your disposal. We have done all the vetted markets, all the neighborhoods. We know every location, every neighborhood, what's the whole deal. Okay. All right. So here we are. Live your life on your own terms. Okay. And here's my contact information. Please consult with me. We can do a complimentary consultation for those of you who are highly motivated individuals. Please contact me. Otherwise, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also put your email into my newsletter database on my website so you can become a free member of our real estate community. Every week in the morning, several times, you will receive free email contents on real estate investing, co-living, whatever, housing markets, the whole 9 yards into your email inbox. Thank you so much for watching. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.